Hello, hello, my lovely inspired entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining me for this Tuesday training. So today the title is 3 Secrets to Looking Legit Online, even if you are just starting out. And no, the answer is not spending all day, every day trying to get to 100,000 social media followers. So I wanted to do this training because this is the number one question that I get asked is, how do I get more followers? How do I get more Instagram followers? How do I get more Facebook likes? Those kind of questions. And I kind of put this in the email, but it's kind of like the wrong question to be asking because we don't really want followers for the sake of followers. We've talked about that in here before. It's like what people are really asking is, how do I grow an audience of people that are interested in what I have to say? How do I, start building my business? How do I start making those sales? So I think that the easy thing to be asking is, how do I get more followers? But it's not really like the right question to be asking, right? So today I'm going to be going over kind of answering that question in a way that does not really include growing your social media presence. So one caveat I wanted to say is that, looking legit online, if you have a social media presence and you have like 0 followers, yes, that can be a red flag. So you do obviously want like a little bit of traction there. You want a little bit of traction on your social media profiles, but you can have a totally legit business with only 100 social media followers. It's totally possible, especially if you have like a very high ticket item. Like maybe you only need to make 1 sale a year. Like maybe you are just like the most high-end of high-end realtors. You don't need a lot of social media followers. You probably don't even like want a whole lot of social media followers because like there's probably only say like 100 people in the US that would be interested in your products. So that's just an example of like, it really doesn't matter how many social media followers that you have. All right, let's dive into it. So I have 3 secrets for you today. The first is a complete web presence. So what this includes is having a website, having social media. It's what comes up when people Google you. So if somebody puts in your name, what comes up? Is it like a bunch of other random stuff? Is it like other people? Is it art? Is it something that you don't want people to see? So you want to be very mindful of that, because I know for myself, like the first thing, if I'm like going to work with somebody or I want to get to know more about somebody, like I'm going to stick their name in Google. Okay, so the one key word here when I say a complete web presence is complete. So that means it does not have to be fancy by any way, shape, or form. You can have a 1-page landing page as your website, but just having some place where somebody can get your contact details, like you just are starting to build a little home, that's really all that you need in the beginning. Like the same thing with social media presences. It can literally just be like a picture and your bio. So that is secret number 1, is to have a complete web presence. And that's going to help you look more legit because it can, that could take you an afternoon versus, spending months trying to build just like one social media profile following. So your homework for secret number 1 is I want you to go Google yourself or your business name. What do you find? And then I want you to write down next to that, what do you want to find instead? So maybe it's that maybe it's a blog post on Forbes or something like that. Like what kind of web presence do you want to have? This kind of thing is going to get you a lot further in your business than the social media example that I've been using. All right, so that is secret number 1, a complete web presence. Number 2, you need content that connects. So you can be putting like a ton of content out there, But if you're just trying to be like scholarly or just trying to create content for the sake of content, it's really not going to do you a ton of good. And I know these secrets because these are mistakes that I've made in the beginning of my business. So you want to create content that really connects to an audience. And I say this all the time, but video is queen when it comes to this. With video, you know, if what's it, a picture's worth 1,000 words, then a video is worth like 1,000,000 words, because it gives you so much more of a connection to somebody. You know, they're like picking up on the way that you speak, and it's just kind of like the energy exchange that really creates that personal connection. All right, so another example that I wanted to show you that kind of illustrates this is the life cycle of social media. So if you're like me and you're like one of the first people on Facebook, it was all status updates, like text status updates, and like maybe some beer pong photos from college, but it was all text. And then like Instagram came around and everything started shifting to images. I think Pinterest was about the same time. And it was all about visual content. But lately, in the past, year or so, it's all about video, but not just any kind of video, but live video, because people want, you know, more and more of that personal connection. So this is just like a little timeline to show you how that's really evolved, that the more people are online, the more that they are demanding or requiring personal content that is making that personal connection. All right, so that was secret number 2, is to create content that connects. So your homework here is to create a 2 to 5 minute video on your Facebook profile or on your Instagram. You can do an Instagram Live, just introducing yourself to your audience and letting them know what it is that's like unique about you or working with you. And it doesn't have to be something that you say like explicitly, like, whatever your thing is. It can be like something that you just show by the tone of your voice, or maybe things that you have like in your background. Like, what is it like to be working with you? All right, so secret number 1 was to have a complete, not fancy, web presence. Secret number 2 is to create content that connects. And secret number 3 is to have testimonials. So people want to know what you can do for them. You know, even if you're doing a service, if you are sharing information, if you're selling a product, people want to know the transformation that they're getting from what you're selling. So you have to have testimonials. Yeah, you have to have testimonials on your website. You can be sharing those on social media, in emails, anywhere. Definitely on like sales pages, product pages. Yeah, so that's all I have for testimonials. Okay, so for testimonials, your homework is to create a list of past clients or customers and reach out to those that you can reach out to for a testimonial. So create that list and then do it by the end of the week. All right. So when I started focusing on these 3 things in my business versus just like trying to get more Instagram followers, I saw a dramatic shift in my business, and people actually started to reach out to me asking to work with me versus like trying to like always be pitching. All right. So do these 3 things and let me know how it works for you. So just a recap of your homework. Number 1 was to go Google yourself. What did you find? What did you want to find? Number 2, create a 2 to 5 minute live video introducing yourself, who you are, your work, what you're all about on your Facebook or your Instagram. You can even, if you'd like to practice, put it in the Facebook group and we can all give you tips on maybe things that weren't clear, or just things that you can make it a little bit better if you want some feedback before you put it out there in the world. Okay, number 3, create a list of past clients that you can reach out to for testimonials, and then go do it. All right. So I see just like so many women, this is so important because I just see so many women like really get stuck in this zone of busy. And, that's things like working 10 hours a day just to get more social media followers. And I know this because this was me at the beginning of my business. So I'm speaking from experience, not judging. So most entrepreneurs are living in this place of like being busy. So you need to really shift from the busy zone into the impactful zone. And that's doing things like the 3 things we talked about today. Finishing up your web presence, creating content that connects, getting some great testimonials. Like those are things that they don't have to take a lot of time, and they can have a huge impact in your business. All right, so you can choose to stay busy with all of that stuff, or you can make that shift, put on your blinders, really stay laser focused on the things that are going to make an impact in your business. So I'm inviting you to do that. If you'd like to chat with me about working together, I dropped a link in the video description. You can also reach out to me by sending me a direct message. I'm happy to answer any questions. All right, again, thank you for watching, and I will connect with you in the Facebook group.